Right. Welcome to Appy Hour. My name is Anne. I'm a technology trainer with Heights Libraries. And today we are going to be taking a look at financial apps. So, we've talked about some of these apps in the past, but we are throwing in some information about taxes since it is that time of year. And we'll wait just a little bit before we get started. This is part of our Appy Hour program. So every other week, pretty much, we are here on Facebook Live talking about apps that you can add to your smartphone or tablet that make your life a little bit easier, bring you entertainment, teach you how to learn languages, all of that. So we have a ton of those sessions already on our Facebook page, the library's Facebook page. You can check them out there. They also do get moved to our YouTube page as well. So you can check out the library's YouTube channel and see what we've talked about in the past. We also are here on the alternating weeks talking about our tech talks. So they are kind of short lectures about timely technology topics. We've talked about fake news. We've talked about smart home devices. We've talked about smart online shopping. So if you are interested in any of those, you can obviously go back, check them out on our Facebook page and also on YouTube. But I think we can go ahead and get started. So, as I mentioned, my name is Anne. I am a technology trainer with Heights Libraries. And today we are taking a look at financial apps. So, apps that make you aware of what money is available to you, how you can budget your money, how you can save your money. And as I mentioned, we're going to be mentioning some things about. First off, apps, all of the apps that we'll talk about today are available for both Apple and Android devices. So if you have an iPhone or an iPad, you can check these out. Also, if you have an Android device. And depending on which device you have, with an iPhone or an iPad, you can go to the Apple App Store to get these apps, or you can head to the Google Play Store if you are on an Android device. Since we're talking about financial information, which of course is information we want to keep safe and secure, it's worth mentioning that all of the apps we're talking about today do use encryption. So, encryption is the way that your financial information is protected online. It's the same thing that your bank uses if you use online banking. A lot of websites actually have moved toward using encryption because we put a lot of personal information out there on the internet. So, places like Facebook, where you're watching this right now, uses encryption to protect your information. You may have seen a little lock icon up in the address bar in your browser. That's an indication that the website you are visiting is secured. It uses encryption, which essentially is a secret code. All the information that is sent to that website, so passwords, PIN numbers, all of the information about your bank accounts, etc., those are all scrambled in transmission. So if somebody did get a hold of that information, they would be left with just a bunch of symbols and characters that wouldn't make sense. You, as the person sending it, can see the information you're sending it, and the website on the other side can see it too because they have like the decoder ring to be able to unscramble the information. But in transit, it is secure. Encryption is used all over the place. It's become really common, which is good because it keeps our information safe. So, all of these apps are encrypted. You don't need to worry about information being stolen through these apps necessarily, but do make sure that you're protecting your phone, especially if you're installing these apps on your phone. You don't want your phone stolen and that information taken. So, the first thing we'll talk about with financial apps is a pretty easy one, which is your banking apps. So, if you have a bank, they probably have an app. So these are just a few of the popular ones in the Cleveland area: Dollar Bank, Fifth Third, Key Bank, PNC, Huntington, and US Bank. All of those have apps. Especially now as we're not necessarily going out to run errands as often. You can do pretty much everything that you used to do in a bank branch through the app on your phone. So that includes things like viewing your account balances, setting up auto pay for bills. You can deposit checks just by taking pictures of it on a smartphone, and you can transfer funds between accounts very easily from your smartphone. These are often tied to your online banking information too. So if you have set that up in the past, all you really will need to do is download the app from your App Store, so from the Apple App Store or from the Google Play Store, and log in with the information for your online banking. If you haven't set that up in the past, there may be more setup involved. You may need to verify your identity, but it is a quick and convenient way to keep your financial information at your fingertips. You don't need to go into a branch to check your balance. You can do this regularly. As we talk about budgeting with some of the other apps, it's a good idea to keep on top of where your money's going. So banking apps can be a great way to do that. Additionally, since I said we were going to talk about taxes, banking apps, or primarily online banking, can be a way for you to get the necessary tax forms from your financial institutions without waiting for them to be mailed to you. So if you're someone who likes to get your taxes done early, you don't want to wait for the mail, especially since it's been slow lately, you can check your online banking or even potentially the banking app and see if things like your interest form or other information is available through those. You can also, of course, use your banking apps to double check when, if you're expecting a refund, when that actually hits your account or when the payment for your tax bill actually leaves your account as well. This can also be helpful if you're looking for stimulus money as well. You can use their banking apps to double check when that actually becomes available in your account. Now, the other couple of apps we'll talk about today are looking at budgeting. So once you have an idea of where your money's going, you check your bank account using your banking apps, you might want something that's a little bit more robust, something that can track your spending across maybe multiple credit cards or keep track of mortgage payments or car loan payments. You might want information about your credit score. You might want to be able to set up savings goals within an app. And Mint is a good option for that. Mint is a completely free app. It comes from the same company as TurboTax. So if you have paid your taxes, filed your taxes through TurboTax in the past, you basically have a Mint account. You'd be able to download the app, log in with that information, and you're ready to go. One of the nice things with Mint is you are able to connect accounts from a variety of different bank accounts. Maybe you have, the bank account for your mortgage, or you might have multiple credit cards. You can have all of them listed in a single app rather than going from one app to another to check those balances. Like we've mentioned, this uses bank level encryption, so your information is safe. You can also check this on your computer. You're not just locked into your phone. You can check the Mint website as well and get the same information. So it's convenient to have it in both places if sometimes you're on your computer and sometimes you're on your phone. This is an example of a few of the screens that you might come across in Mint. So it'll keep track of things like your current cash balance across multiple accounts, how much you have in credit card debt, what your investments are looking like as well. It can give you information about your credit score, so whether you're looking to, purchase a home, purchase a house, or that's the same thing, purchase a car in the near future, and you want to keep an eye on that, or you're trying to rebuild your credit score, you can keep track of that in Mint. It can also track spending. So divided into categories, it does a pretty good job of guessing that if you go to the gas station, for example, it puts it in the gas and fuel category without you having to tell it what it is. So you can see where you spend the most money, if you're trying to save money, where you might be able to cut back. So that's all tracked within Mint. You can also set up specific budgets. So if you know, for example, you get a certain amount of money in your paycheck every 2 weeks, you can try and budget that amount so that a certain amount goes to savings, a certain amount goes to groceries and the rest of your bills. You can get real-time transactions. So as you purchase something, it's going to show up in Mint pretty much as soon as it hits your bank account. So you can get a good idea, a timely idea of where your money is going. Now, another option, and this is a paid app option. Often we try and stick to free apps on Appy Hour, but this is such a good one that it's worth mentioning, and that is You Need a Budget, and that is often abbreviated YNAB. It was originally a book, now it's a budgeting website and app, and it provides not only the tools to keep track of a budget and make sure you set up savings goals, but actual guidance and kind of rules to abide by when you're dealing with money. So you can try it out for free. The first 30 days are free. After that, it's $12 a month or $84 a year. That's roughly the equivalent of a Netflix subscription. So you can kind of compare that, see if that fits into your own budget. But You Need a Budget sets up 4 main rules, which are similar to if you've looked at other budgeting kind of systems, but they're good reminders. So that includes give every dollar a job. Don't let it just kind of sit by. Make sure that you know where every dollar you're bringing in is actually going to go. You need to embrace your true expenses. Be realistic about how much you pay for groceries, whether or not you need to save for gifts for birthdays and holidays, what you need to put to the side. So if you do end up losing your job or something happens where you need money immediately, you have access to that. Along with that, You Need a Budget is also pretty forgiving. So they have roll with the punches where maybe you overspend in one category every month. You can pull money from other places. So it's not just stuck. You can be a little bit more fluid as needed. And finally, they want you to age your money. So rather than relying on your paycheck coming in and having to live off of just that money, trying to limit your expenses, save for the future so that you don't need to wait for that money to pay for things. You can actually be prepared for the future and therefore prepared for emergencies moving forward. So all kind of familiar stuff with budgeting, but it's a nice guideline, nice set of systems in place that actually work well within the app itself. So in the You Need a Budget app, you can, just like with Mint, keep track of all of your different expenses. So things that need to be budgeted for, whether that's bills or groceries or rent or your mortgage. You can designate what each of the dollars you bring in every month should be devoted to. So that's giving your dollars a job. You can also import transactions, so connect things to your bank accounts again. So you don't have to manually enter these every single time, because I don't know about you, if I had to do that, I probably wouldn't. But making those connections so it can pull in that information automatically makes it much easier for you to use, and you're much more likely to use it then. And you can also set goals within You Need a Budget as well. So if you are saving up for a vacation sometime in the distant future, you can figure out how much do I need to save every week or every month in order to have this fully financed by the time that vacation or that big purchase comes around. And of course, there are times where you overspend in a category, groceries are a little bit more expensive, you needed new clothes. That's okay. You can take from other budgets then. So moving it from one job that money had to another to cover that overspending. That's totally fine. I do see somebody in the comments. Yes, you absolutely can watch this later. So, this will be on the library's Facebook page along with the rest of our Appy Hour and Tech Talk programs. It's also on our YouTube channel as well. So, you can definitely watch it later. You can send it to friends and family. If you kind of came in the middle of this, that's totally okay. It'll be recorded and up on Facebook pretty much as soon as I finish today. So no worries about that. Finally, we have the inevitable. We have taxes. It is tax season, and things are a little bit different, obviously, here at the library than last tax season, in that you can't really come in and get your tax forms like you might be used to. There are a couple of different options for that are available to you. If you feel pretty comfortable, you have access to the internet at home, you feel pretty comfortable filling out forms on a computer, IRS Free File is available for everyone who has an income of $72,000 or less. They are a variety of tax preparation providers, tax preparation websites that have been vetted by the IRS. And that full list, as well as kind of a quick quiz that you can take to show which the best one might be for you, is available at irs.gov. You are able to file your federal taxes for free with IRS Free File, but the state filing that varies by provider. Sometimes you can do it for free, sometimes there's a fee, sometimes you can do local taxes like RETA. Sometimes you can't, sometimes you have to do that separately, but that can be an easy way to file your taxes at home when you're not able to come into the library. We also won't be offering tax preparation appointments, unfortunately, this year. AARP is our partner for that, and there is information on their website. They will be doing some remote appointments, so you can check out that as well if you usually use that system. Also, you can just go the good old-fashioned IRS forms route. All of those are available at irs.gov. If you don't have a printer, because I know I don't have a printer at home, you can call the library. The number listed on my slides, 216-932-3600, is the Lee Road branch, but this also works for the Noble Neighborhood Library, the Coventry Village Library, and University Heights as well. You can give them a call and request whatever forms you want. Some locations do have the actual tax booklets, but those kind of run out quickly, and we're not sure if we'll get more of them. But you can always request forms, specific forms, and pick them up using curbside pickup, just like your holds. They can also print out state and RETA forms for you as well. So you're basically covered for all your tax needs, even though the library is not open right now. So I think that's everything I have for us today. So we took a look at using your banking apps, so the apps that you have access to through your bank to keep track of your finances. If you want to keep track of a good concrete budget across multiple different types of accounts, Mint is a great option for free. And then You Need a Budget also gives you lots of tools to create a good, strong budget to keep you on budget. And for taxes, you can access them through the irs.gov website. And if you need forms, you can always call the library. Like we've mentioned, all of these Appy Hour, Facebook Live, Tech Talk, Facebook Live programs are recorded. They will be on our Facebook page, so you can check them out later, recommend them to friends and family. They are also all available on our YouTube channel as well. And if you have any questions, you can go ahead and put them in the chat. So I see, looks like we answered question about accessing things. If you have any other questions, you can put them in. I'll hang out for a little bit longer. All right. So it looks like we're good. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on Facebook Live in the future.